Hi everyone, and welcome to today's card creations for the Craftie Cafe design team. I'm going to be using some Lawn Fawn products such as this lacy heart stackables. We're also going to be using the outside in stitch heart stackables, as well as the new release quilted backdrop, and this is just beautiful to use. I hope you can get your hands on one of these through the online store. Some of the cardstocks we'll be using are white, and now these coloured cardstocks are from the Ranger, so they coordinate with the Distress Oxide inks that we'll be using today, and I'll list them in the product list below. And we'll be using doing some white colour wash with some watercolour pencils, and I will list them as well in the product description. So we'll be using like a grey and a slight and a nice pink tone. I've got my aqua brush as well as the VersaFine Onyx black ink because we will be doing watercolour washes, and also the Somebody stamp sets, which I forgot to bring into view, but you will see that later on. So let's get started. What we're going to be using is the Whisper White. We're going to die cut this quilted backdrop. Now you can and you can't, like it depends how you feel. I'm actually going to pierce all the holes through so you can see that quilted prominent look, because I wanted the colour of the cardstock to peek through. I excessively used an excessive amount of foam mounts, and I've cut them all in little rectangles to fit into each square. I didn't want it to go through, and I didn't want you to see the foam through the quilted die cut, so that's why I've done it this way. And I ended up making 2 of each colour, but you'll see 1 of each colour in this stack here. Okay, so once I've done that, I actually then die cut the hearts, the lacy hearts, in the same coordinating colour cardstock, and I also die cut the stitched hearts with white, and that's going to nest really nicely inside on top of those hearts, and you can see it's just beautiful. This is just such a beautiful heart sets and die sets to have into your collection, just quite feminine. Alright, so bringing my VersaFine Onyx black ink, I have mounted my little bunnies onto the stamp block, and I'm going to stamp these. Now I do end up stamping a lot, a couple more off screen, but I just wanted to show you the ones that I've coloured in particularly for these cards. So just setting that aside and grabbing my pencils, I'm going to grab my aqua brush and I'm going to squirt a bit of water on my palette here, just on my mat, and I'm just going to heavily add a lot of water. I just want more like a color wash. I am a watercolor colorist, trust me. I'm just a watercolor wash person. I take my time, just with what I feel more with florals, but with the animals I tend to struggle a bit, so I just kind of just go over some light shading and just go over really, really lightly. And I'm going to then also, once I've coloured both bunnies in a colour grey, so I've toned down the grey because that grey was quite strong colour, and it's highly pigmented in these pencils. I just really softly touch it, and it picks up so much pigment. So I really just do a watercolor wash with this one, and then I'll do the same with the pink to add some little bit of pink tones to the ears, and that's all I do. They end up being fabulous, just easy. It doesn't need to be complicated, just fun. So I went ahead and cut these out with my paper snips, and I ended up stamping and making 6 of them in total, but you'll see 3 here. Now using the Distress Oxide inks, I've got the Worn Lipstick, Cracked Pistachio and Fossilized Amber, and I will cut a strip of cardstock once I've stamped these and have them all ready to mount them on cards. Now I'm going to also mount them on the same colour cardstock as the coordinating colour of each card, and I actually make it all pretty much monochromatic, the card, but I think they're just beautiful. I'm planning to use these cards to send out to the family members I won't be spending Easter with this year, which is a bit sad, so I thought I'd send them a little card and something in the mail. I do the same. I add a lot of white, a lot of foam mount on this white cardstock, And then once I've done all that, I will actually use a liquid adhesive. Today's liquid adhesive is the Tombow Mono Multi, and I will adhere the bunnies down directly onto that. So once I've done that, I will start adhering pretty much everything down. There's nothing fancy to the adhering down. I just take my time and really enjoy this creative process. I found because this card was so simple and I had some beautiful dies to work with, I let the dies do most of the work and I just coordinated the colours, and I just really enjoyed this process, and I was able to make it in bulk that way. I was probably thinking I might use another stamp set as well from this same collection, and I will just do another set as well for teachers, for my kids' school teachers, and then some work colleagues as well. I'd rather be giving handmade cards rather than too much alcohol this year. Chocolate. I beg my pardon. For the adults, alcohol maybe. And chocolates for the kids. I try not to be too excessive on the chocolate distribution, because then I end up helping myself in the process, which is not good. All right. Now I had these bows ready that I thought really matched the cardstock, but ended up thinking it was just too much. I really thought the quilted backdrop did most of the work, and I was really happy to just not add the bows, and I'll use them on another project. I'll probably make some tags then with them. So using the pink one now, I just bring it all together. It's really, really simple, and I hope you do enjoy how quick and easy these cards are. The most tedious part was putting all those rectangle adhesives on the quilted backdrop die. And that was like a family effort. I asked for little helpers to go, can you help me take them off? And they were really, really helpful. They were just excited to see this whole card process unfold. So I had lots of hands. As the saying goes, many hands make light work. And it was a good family activity as well. And they loved that they could feature and helped with this process as well. So there was a lot of adhesive used on this card. A lot of foam mount, but nevertheless it still looked pretty. Alright, so that's my last card creation. I'll bring into view all the 6 cards together. So I made 2 of each. It was really, really simple. And here they are. Aren't they adorable? I just think they're so cute. I reckon that quilted backdrop's going to be cute for baby cards too. So many choices to do, and just so much fun. So I hope you enjoyed today's card creations. Don't forget to visit me over on my blog, my YouTube, and my Facebook. I'd love to see you on all my platforms. See you later.